At $562 million per mile, Austin's I-35 Capital Express Central is one of the most expensive highway projects in US history. The $4.5 billion transformation, which is fully publicly funded, will lower the highway up to 60 feet underground and require a $1 billion drainage tunnel system 100 feet beneath the city. With non-tolled HOV lanes, plans to cap the sunken highway with public parks, and promises of reconnecting a divided city, this bold project aims to heal 60 years of urban separation. But can the mix of unprecedented costs and massive underground construction deliver results for Austin's rapidly growing population? Today, we'll talk about this project, why it costs so much, and whether the idea of burying a highway is the right solution for Texas's capital city. What began as an exciting highway project in the 1950s and 60s has become one of Austin's most defining and divisive infrastructure features. Interstate 35 officially opened through downtown Austin on March 29, 1962, with a grand celebration. Back then, superhighways were popping up everywhere. The federal government had passed the Federal Aid Highway Act of 1956, calling for development of a 41,000-mile interstate highway system and authorizing $25 billion to build it. Federal planners encouraged cities nationwide to carve interstates through their urban cores. The driving assumption: highways would bring waves of customers to boost downtown business and provide critical defense infrastructure for moving troops and supplies quickly, lessons learned from Germany's Autobahn system during World War II. In Austin, I-35 was built along what had been East Avenue, a tree-lined boulevard with landscaped median islands that formed the eastern boundary of downtown. The Texas Highway Department chose this alignment because it could use the existing right-of-way from the interregional highway, saving money on construction costs. The new 6-lane controlled access interstate was designed to serve Austin's needs for decades to come. Planners never imagined how quickly the city would outgrow it. But the highway that was supposed to bring prosperity to downtown Austin instead became a physical and visual barrier. I-35 severely limited east-west connectivity to just a few crossings, cutting off East Austin from the rest of the city. Today, fueled by explosive tech growth and massive population increases, the corridor has become one of the most congested stretches of interstate in Texas, moving nearly 200,000 vehicles a day through downtown Austin, far exceeding what even the expanded highway was designed to handle. But widening the highway the conventional way hit a wall. Land is tight in Austin's urban core, and property takings would require displacing over 100 homes and businesses. Frustrated residents demanded more than just extra lanes, especially as simply adding capacity wouldn't solve the fundamental problem. The highway still divides the city. The highway that was once the symbol of Austin's bright future has become a symbol of its dysfunction. So how do you fix a 60-year-old divide and move 200,000 vehicles a day at the same time? You go underground. The $4.5 billion I-35 Capital Express Central will lower 8 miles of highway up to 60 feet below ground level through downtown Austin, then cap portions of it with parks and public spaces. Spanning from US 290 East to Ben White Boulevard, it's designed to expand capacity, improve safety, and lay the groundwork for reconnecting a divided city. The project will lower the main lanes of Interstate 35 between 25 and 60 feet below ground level from Holly Street to Airport Boulevard, essentially creating a sunken highway through downtown. 2 new non-tolled HOV lanes will be added in each direction, free for carpools, buses, and emergency vehicles. The existing upper decks from Manor Road to Airport Boulevard, built in 1975, will be demolished entirely. To minimize disruption, TxDOT is managing construction through 6 separate segments built simultaneously. Work focuses on reconstructing the highway's footprint while widening cross-street bridges to span the sunken lanes. Major new interchanges at Riverside Drive and Airport Boulevard will improve traffic flow. The project adds over 19 miles of shared-use paths for pedestrians and cyclists. But land is tight. 54 acres must be acquired, displacing over 100 homes and businesses, many in East Austin. But lowering the highway this deep creates a critical problem: flooding. During Austin's intense storms, the sunken lanes would become a deadly river without proper drainage. TxDOT's solution is one of the largest underground infrastructure projects in Texas history. Engineers are drilling 6.5 miles of drainage tunnels, each 22 feet in diameter, buried approximately 100 feet underground. 9 vertical shafts will drop stormwater into the tunnels, which feed a massive pump station capable of moving 130,000 gallons per minute to the Colorado River. 2 German-built Herrennecht tunnel boring machines will arrive in 2026 to excavate the tunnels simultaneously. This hidden drainage system alone represents roughly $1 billion of the project's total cost, but the most ambitious piece remains uncertain. Austin's Our Future 35 initiative envisions capping portions of the sunken highway with parks, plazas, and developable land, up to 25 acres of new public space reconnecting East and West Austin. The city has committed $104 million to strengthen the highway structure to support future caps, but the full build-out could cost $1.4 billion more. Federal funding that could have covered part of this is now in jeopardy, and Austin faces budget constraints. Whether these caps actually get built remains an open question. Funding comes entirely from public sources. $3.4 billion from the Texas Transportation Commission's discretionary funds, $633 million from the Capital Area Metropolitan Planning Organization, and additional federal support. TxDOT retains full ownership and operational control, no private concessions, no tolls on the main lanes. All cost overruns fall to Texas taxpayers. Construction began in October 2024 and won't finish until 2032 or 2033, nearly a decade of work. The drainage tunnels are scheduled for completion by 2029, with the full highway transformation following a few years later. Spending hundreds of millions per mile on highways isn't new in America. Take Georgia, for example. In August 2024, Georgia approved a $4.6 billion project to add express lanes to 16 miles of State Route 400 in Atlanta, with construction beginning in 2025. Atlanta's project is a public-private partnership. A private company pays most of the cost up front and gets to run the toll lanes for 50 to 56 years. They make their money back through tolls. If traffic falls short, they lose money, not the taxpayers. Austin's doing it differently. Here, the $4.5 billion is entirely public money. There are no private partners or toll revenue. This is completely taxpayer dollars. If costs run over or traffic projections miss the mark, it's on the public to cover it. Even compared to other Texas cities, Austin's price tag looks steep. In Dallas, the entire I-35E corridor project is estimated at $4.8 billion for 28 miles when fully completed across all phases, roughly $171 million per mile. However, this project is being built incrementally as funding becomes available, not as a single construction contract. Comparatively, Austin's 8-mile section is around $562 million per mile, which is more than 4 times higher. The difference comes down to design. Dallas expanded its highway mostly at ground level. Austin is lowering lanes up to 60 feet underground and building a billion-dollar drainage system beneath it. That kind of underground engineering doesn't come cheap. Funding comes mainly from the Texas Transportation Commission, $3.4 billion, Capital Area MPO, $633 million, and some federal support. It's a classic public works setup. Government funded, government run. The good part? The public keeps full control. No 50-year toll contracts, no private profit deals. The trade-off is that the public also carries all the risk if things don't go as planned. At $562 million per mile, this is one of the most expensive highway projects in US history. The Federal Highway Administration benchmarks urban lane additions at $10 to $15 million per mile. Austin's project costs nearly 40 times that. So what's driving the price up? First, you can't shut down I-35 for 9 years. The highway moves 200,000 vehicles daily. Construction must happen while traffic flows. That means phased work, constant traffic management, and round-the-clock safety operations. Every day adds cost. Then there's land. TxDOT needs 54 acres in downtown Austin, displacing over 100 homes and businesses. In a market where property values have skyrocketed, land acquisition alone runs into hundreds of millions. And there's nowhere to expand outward. Everything gets squeezed into the existing footprint, which means digging down. Lowering the highway 25 to 60 feet underground isn't like building on flat ground. First, demolish the 1975 upper decks, then excavate through limestone bedrock, relocate gas lines, water mains, fiber optics, all while keeping the city above running. Every foot deeper multiplies the engineering complexity and cost. But digging deep creates a flooding problem. Lower a highway 60 feet in a flood-prone city and you've built a bathtub. One major storm turns it into a lake. TxDOT's solution? 6.5 miles of 22-foot wide tunnels buried 100 feet underground, excavated by 2 German-made tunnel boring machines arriving in 2026. Add 9 massive vertical shafts, a pump station moving 130,000 gallons per minute, and constant monitoring to protect nearby foundations. This drainage system alone costs roughly $1 billion, nearly a quarter of the entire project budget. Every bridge crossing I-35 must be rebuilt or widened to span the deeper, wider highway. That's dozens of bridges, each requiring custom engineering. The Lady Bird Lake crossing presents an even bigger challenge. Crews will build the new bridge from barges, marine construction that's slower, costlier, and subject to strict environmental regulations. Water-based construction always commands a premium. Austin is spending $104 million on support columns that could someday hold parks, plazas, or buildings over the highway. These aren't ordinary columns. They're engineered to bear the weight of soil, trees, and people, essentially supporting multi-story buildings. The $104 million doesn't build the parks, it buys the option. If Austin doesn't strengthen the structure now, caps become impossible later. But options are expensive, and this one's baked into the $4.5 billion. Finally, time itself costs money. 9 years of construction means labor rates and material prices won't stay fixed. Inflation quietly eats budgets. Managing traffic for nearly a decade requires constant signage, barriers, and safety crews. And the longer the construction runs, the higher the chance of surprises. Unexpected rock layers, buried utilities, weather delays, design changes. Each adds time. Time adds cost. In many ways, Austin's I-35 Capital Express Central encapsulates a modern American infrastructure paradox, solving yesterday's urban division with tomorrow's underground engineering, all at today's unprecedented cost. At $562 million per mile, Austin is betting that burying a highway, literally and figuratively, can transform a barrier into a bridge. Lower it underground, drain it with a $1 billion tunnel system, cap it with parks, make it disappear from street level so the city can finally reconnect across it. What success looks like? Improved traffic flow for 200,000 daily commuters, 2 new free HOV lanes encouraging transit, the highway no longer dividing at ground level, potentially 25 acres of new public space on caps, economic development that benefits East Austin communities, neighborhoods finally connected after 60 years of separation. What failure looks like? $4.5 billion spent. Highways still divides communities because caps never get built. The sunken lanes become a scar rather than a solution. Induced demand fills new capacity within years, congestion returns. East Austin sees displacement and construction disruption without commensurate benefits. The $104 million paid for cap infrastructure sits unused. Whether Austin's bold underground gamble actually heals the urban divide won't be known until 2032 or 2033, when construction finally finishes. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this megabuild story, make sure to like, share and subscribe for more. See you next time.